Mental Mind Games by Aiden Vieu. This talks about how athletes struggle through mental health issues and can better themselves throughout their careers. Where it starts, athletes often feel pressured constantly. They are expected to withstand their academic and athletic standards with everyone telling them what they need to do on and off the courts, and these players are often always pressured to continue their practice and continue their efforts. On and off the courts, athletes are always expected to go above and beyond with everything they do, and sometimes this pressure can often lead to them feeling overstimulated and overpressured. Athletes are often confined into their lifestyle restrictions. They are often required to practice 5 to 7 days a week for multiple hours, all of which takes a toll on their personal life and their time they get alone. Everyone needs their time alone, and with this toll on their body and mental state, it can slowly wear down on these athletes. Athletes have home lives that are often disrupted because of their extreme hours spent at practice, travel, and games. These athletes are often missing time at home with themselves and their family and their friends because they're spending so much time practicing and traveling and getting their games done that it takes away from their enjoyment. Emotional damage comes from internal and external, and internal damage is long lasting, can often make athletes on and off the court have long term affecting emotional damage because of how it affects your thinking. Uh, Through the ever long harm of lack of emotional output, these athletes keep hiding their emotions, create a barrier on their true potential they have. This basically means that athletes can spend so much time having internal mental health damage that they aren't able to externally perform the way they need to in their sports and their academic lives because they're having such a cloud around their internal emotions that they can't properly think. External athletes many times show signs of how they are hurting, whether turn into a form of rage or be less vocal as usual. These signs seem to add up and become more evident as time goes on. These athletes don't know how to express themselves on and off the court, so it starts to add up, and these athletes often find themselves in a pickle when it comes to emotions. Signs and effects. The biggest sign of emotional damage is when a player's actions and daily habits seem to suddenly change. This strict routine becomes more loose, and things they had interest in, most including sports, seem to crumble in front of them. Through times, these interests can soon become very hated. These signs are sometimes hidden, but can often be noticeable if you pay attention. I believe that this is if these athletes are shown that they are cared about and viewed just as anyone else, their stress on their shoulders would relax. Their emotional damage can be long lasting and can carry into these athletes' athletic ability. Signs should be spotted and cared for as soon as they are noticed. And I feel like these signs and effects can often add up and even affect the team in the long run because these athletes have so much on their shoulders, whether it be academics, school, home lives, that it starts to take a toll. And these signs can often be seen as frustration just on in the sport, but sometimes it can be outside factors that also play into how these athletes are being effective. Support and resources. Professional help. Getting professional help can help all because of the professional background and support these people have. This also creates a barrier of professionalism. Sometimes these athletes feel that they have no one to talk to, but getting professional help often seems more organized and doesn't seem as scary to many athletes. Supportive networks. Having a strong support system is crucial for individuals and um, emotional support when it's needed. Having supportive systems with friends, family, and other people around you who you feel comfortable talking to often helps these athletes because it's someone close they could talk to that they feel comfortable talking with. Self-care and empowerment is it is important that victims of emotional abuse have healthy coping strategies such as taking breaks and finding activities that they love. These people, although it may not seem like emotional abuse over time, these athletes feel like they're being attacked constantly, whether they really are or not. They feel like they're overwhelmed with many of their activities, and having that ability to have self care with themselves can often help them in the long run. In summary, athletes are often put against many challenges that leave them in circumstances that um, they may not be able to do alone. We see athletes as untouchable people when are often those people who are most sensitive. With the help of athletes and those around them, they can reach their true potential and achieve everything they need if they just have a little bit of encouragement and a little bit of help.